Hey everybody, it's Renee. So today we're going to talk about James chapter 1 verse 19. It says, "Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger." James doesn't beat around the bush here. He pulls back the curtain and presents his wisdom in straightforward terms. And if you need simpler terms, God gave you one mouth and two ears for a reason. So shut your mouth, open your ears, and calm down. He says, being quick to listen may seem simple, but it can be challenging, especially during a heated debate when you're eager to prove your point. James uses the Greek word here that implies swiftly run. This conjures up the image of a runner racing towards the finish line, focused, determined, and pushing forward to win the prize. That's how fast we should be listening. We ought to outrun our impulses to speak, race past our urges to interrupt, and sprint ahead of our need to be understood in order to understand others. Let's face it, listening does not come naturally in our world. With social media often resembling a shouting match, conversations have devolved into debates rather than meaningful discussions. Everyone wants to be heard, but few are willing to listen. Nevertheless, James is urging us to understand that if we want to succeed in life, we must start by becoming great listeners. The second part, be slow to speak. You know that moment when someone takes a breath and you jump in before they finish? That's exactly what James advises us against. The word slow here means to pause, to delay, to hold back. Proverbs 15:1 reinforces this. It says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." A calm response has the power to cool tempers, while harsh words only fuel the fire. Being slow to speak is a powerful strategy. It disarms conflict, creates space for understanding, and prevents the regret of saying anything you might wish you hadn't. In many cases, silence can be the most effective response. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply say nothing at all. And then the third point, be slow to anger, even when you're right. Now, let's say you listened well, spoken carefully, but what if the conversation still gets under your skin? James adds this next layer to be slow to anger. This doesn't mean bottling up frustration until it explodes later, giving someone the silent treatment, or sitting in righteous indignation. James teaches us that even when we're right, anger is not our right or privilege, because anger benefits no one. It often leads to foolish mistakes. It festers in the heart like a bad tenant. It says that in Ecclesiastes 7:9. Gives the devils a foothold if it's left unaddressed in Ephesians 4:26 and 27, and it spreads like a virus. Proverbs 22:24 and 25. If we must be quick to listen and slow to speak, we may find that anger never even enters the equation. So the real win is self-control. James's wisdom is counterculture in a world that shouts, "Speak your truth," and don't let them get away with that. But James counters these messages with his own. Win the race by mastering your words and reactions. So the next time you find yourself in a heated conversation, remember to run fast to listen, walk slow to speak, and take your time before getting angry. The person who masters their words and emotions is the one who truly wins. So how can we cultivate better listening skills in our conversations, especially with a world filled with distractions? Think about this today. See you later.